Hello, welcome. This is Sam of Sambookery, and today I wanted to show you guys an overview of my newest junk journal collection, Brookview Manor. I'm so excited about this collection, and I just printed out all 100 pages across all of the kits, and I wanted to show them to you guys before I start cutting them up and assembling things. So I'm just going to do a quick flip right here, just to give you an idea of what's in here. But I will go ahead and go through each of the pages so you can see what's in the kit, and I'll show you what I decided to back mine with. There are 7 kits in total: a junk journal kit, a mini journal, a folio, a sketchbook, a paper pack of additional full-size pages, and 2 freebies, a stuff tag, and a file folder. So I will link everything in the description, but let's get started and look through all these and see what's in the kit. Let's look at all the pages in the main junk journal kit first. These are the double spread journal pages. And I've got these files in 2 different ways for you. I've got everything you need, including the cover, to make a 2-signature junk journal if you don't want to make your own cover separately. So I've sized the pages to fit that cover. And then I'll show you, I think they're at the bottom. I've also made the pages full size so that you can make them whatever size you want to fit a journal that you're making your own cover for. We'll look through, these are the ones that are sized to fit the covers that come with the kit. And I've backed them with various pages, both from the junk journal kit and the paper pack, like add-on kit, that's got tons of extra backing papers. This is one of my favorites. I love this one. This kit is actually the first one I started designing. It's the first one I had an idea for, and it just took me a while to get everything else that I wanted to include in it together. And so I did release Wild Meadow first, but this is like the first one I ever thought, you know what? I haven't seen anything like this, and this is what I want to make. It's in nice, warm golden tones and dusty blues. Very like a vintage illustration vibe. I like this one too on the back. A lot of damasks in here, florals and damasks. And I printed everything out, but when you're working on your journals, if there's a spread you prefer more, just print that one out. You can print a whole bunch of one and just make a journal with all the same pages if that's what you want to do. Got a nice key here. And now we're getting into like the full page spreads. The other ones had a lot of room for writing, but now we're getting into ones that are just full page images. So I like to have these alternating in my journal between like ones that are more sparse and then ones that are just full images. So we've got the manor house and a library. And now we are into the journaling cards. We've got 6 square journaling cards here. And I just printed this on the back. I always like to, if you like to write on yours, don't print that on the back. You can print one of the more neutral papers. But I like to have a very pretty pattern on the back of mine because I don't usually write on them. Then we've got these smaller journaling cards, like horse-drawn carriage and a sitting room. Like this one would be good if you wanted to have something, you know, plainer on the back if you want to write. We've got 4 large journaling cards here. Here are some pockets. And you can use, I think it's a 1.5-inch punch if you want to punch out these notches instead of cutting them. And you don't need to back the pockets. So we've got 2 sets of these notched pockets. And then we've got some larger journaling cards here. We have some horizontal, some vertical, just depending on how you want to use them. And then we've got a couple of coin envelopes with matching cards to fit inside them. And here's one of the more neutral backing papers. And then we've got a regular pointed flap envelope with a matching card. And then this page you can use as like a background paper, but also if you want to do fussy cuts, you can do fussy cuts with this. And I just left it a full sheet because I don't like to have like white edges on when I fussy cut things out. So this way you'll still have like a vintage color around the edge if you want to leave like a little bit of a border when you cut things out. So there's books and lanterns and butterflies and birds. And so, no, I didn't back the fussy cut page because I was planning to glue those down. And then this page is super giant tall bookmarks. These will stick out the top of the journal. That way, if you want to mark your page and it be obvious, these are great for that. But another thing you can do, I did back it with this big print, is when you cut them out, fold the bottom up a little bit and glue it and make a pocket. And so it'll fit inside your journal and it'll be a pocket. I think that's what I plan to do with like 2 of them. I might keep one as a bookmark to mark my place and just make pockets out of the other 2. We've got these tags, 2 sizes of tags, and then some little square ephemera. And then I've got some tabs, some 1-inch circles, which we'll punch out with a 1-inch circle punch, some labels, pretty neutral so that you could write on them, or you can layer some of these word strips on top of them. So I've got things like beauty, afternoon stroll, secrets, letters, just things I thought would go with this kit. I did not back that one either. And then I've got a few pages of labels, just fancy, crazy, over-the-top labels that you might want to use to layer in the journal just for fun, because I love putting labels on everything, and I think it adds an extra layer, especially if you're doing clusters. So I got 2 of those in there. You probably don't need this many labels in your journal. Maybe pick which one you want to use. But I just put a couple so you have options. And we've got another like full page pointed flap envelope, which I backed with this neutral paper. And then we've got some horizontal small journaling cards. And back that one with this music sheet. And then here are the full page, and I didn't hit borderless when I printed these. I know a lot of you aren't able to use borderless on your printer. I can on mine. I just forgot. So this is what they will look like, the second set of journal pages, printed full size, but without hitting borderless option. So they're much larger than the other ones, and this way you can use these in your larger journals if you make your own covers. And I have backed these all with different backing papers. So you can see these images are much larger. So don't print everything out in the kit. Just, select for the journal you're making what you want to use. Okay, and now we've gotten to the cover. Here is the cover for the journal. Go like this. So we've got, since it's called Brookview Manor, I wanted to have the manor house on the front, and I've got this pretty floral print on the back. You don't need to print on the back of those. And then here's the lining. So when the journal goes together, here's your cover and here's your inside. And I print these on 80-pound cardstock to have a nice sturdy cover. That is the main junk journal kit. That's got 46 pages in it. And then we've got the mini journal kit. This one I'm super excited to make. I like how this one turned out. So here are the images. We've got, let's see, here's the page of ephemera, the main ephemera page for it. All kinds of tags and labels. I've got a circle, tabs, word strips, tickets, pockets, all kinds of things, scaled down super mini to fit in the journal. And then I've got a couple of extras here. We've got some coin envelopes with matching cards and a mini pointed flap envelope with the card. And a little bit larger pointed flap envelope with some cards, some mini tags, and little pockets. Just extras you might want to use in your journal to make flips or to tuck extra things in. So that is the mini journal kit. Let's see what's next. Let me move these out of the way. All right, here is the sketchbook. So let's see, I'll start with the cover. So here's the cover of the sketchbook. It's kind of a pretty bluish gray damask print, and then here are the two journaling cards with it. Now the sketchbook, the way I assemble it, you don't need to print on the back of anything. So this is great if you are challenged like I am, trying to get my printer to print on the back and not accidentally print on the front twice. So there's no printing on the back on any of these. And then here's some pockets, and this is the lining of the sketchbook. These are 2 extra pages I've included if you want to just do more neutral papers, or if you want to assemble the journal differently and print on the back. There's these 2 in here in case you want to do that. But here are the pages. We've got lined pages, and I did a really pretty like kind of damask distressed edge on these just to go with the Brookview Manor theme. So we've got lined pages. These are dot pages. You've got grids, and then just completely blank. And then here are the sketches for this one. And I do them in different colors just because I think that looks better than black and white. That way, if you don't want to color this in or add anything, it looks interesting and pretty just the way it is. So here's the next page. Here's this one. All right, and that is a sketchbook. And I love to use this if I'm just wanting to do something creative, but not without any thinking or drawing. Just grab this and some colored pencils or a watercolor set and just color this in. It's a lot of fun. Okay, and let's see. This kit has a couple of free projects. This is one of them. It is a stuffed tag. And I'll have a video on this one, as well as how to assemble it and adding it into my journal. That one is coming up really soon. This is the paper pack with the optional extra like backing and neutral papers. Now this one, my printer was running low on ink and the print head needed alignment. So the second like green line is not there. It's just neutral with these like cream lines going across it. I had to do a lot of print head alignment to get that, stop printing those lines. All right, so here's one of the neutral papers. We've got just tons. I made so many. I was like, I can't put all of these in the kit, but maybe somebody will want them. So I put them together in the paper pack. So lots of options for backing your ephemera or backing your journal pages. Or if you just need more full sheets of paper for like covering envelopes or making your own junk journal ephemera, these are great for that. So those were the vertical, and now we've got the horizontal. I did them both directions because different materials need them in different directions, different orientations. These are great for backing journal spreads because they go this way. But if you're doing tags or ephemera like that, you need a vertical orientation. So some of these you will have seen on the junk journal kit at the beginning because I wanted to have a lot more variety in my journal. So I used some of these as well as all of the ones that came in the kit. Let's see. Maybe this way is a stripe. This is that big floral that is on the back of the journal cover. Some more damasks. And a page of butterflies. Here's that stripe. So that is the paper pack. And those are just full-size images in vertical and horizontal to use in your projects. Then we've got the Folio. So I love this print so much. I put it on the front of the Folio as well. And then I backed the Folio with this print. This will be on the inside, and some of it will be covered up with pockets, but I really like this full page scene. And then we've got a mini folio and the pockets and ephemera for it. I backed that in this print. And then inside the folio is a mini like little notebook. So these are the notebook pages. And I backed it with this really faint print. That way I can still write or draw in the notebook. Oh, and this is also some extra ephemera for the folio. Got tags and just little journaling cards and ephemera, more like vintage papers and laces. I backed that with this as well. I forgot I added this in at the last. I was like, we need more ephemera. I like to have things like super stuffed and full. So I added that one to the kit. And then there's one other freebie in this kit, and it is a file folder. I won't say large. It's bigger than the file folders I did last month for Wild Meadow, but it's still mini. It's the size of my hand. So we're going to make this file folder with some layered pockets to store all the ephemera when we cut all that out for the junk journal. And that is the Brookview Manor collection. I'm going to go snuggle up on the couch with my puppies and cut all of this out. I will have tutorial videos in a few days on the 2 freebies for this collection, as well as I'll start working in the journal, and I'll show you a little bit of what my journal's looking like. But again, if you want to get any of these, there is a link in the description to it. There is a bundle that is at a discounted price if you want to get everything. If you sign up for my newsletter in the next couple of days, I am giving a special discount to newsletter subscribers for the first week that this kit is released. So if you sign up, you will get the email with the discount code, and that will help you save on some of these printables. But again, there are freebies, so if you don't want to buy anything, I always include freebies with every kit. That way everyone can be creative without having to spend money if that's not in your budget. So thank you guys for stopping by and watching this Brookview Manor collection overview. And I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.